Hi, Shar.
Hey, Reg.
And welcome everyone back to Underqualified.
A podcast where we talk about shit we're not qualified to talk about.
All right, so we're kind of getting around to that time at least in our, I guess,
lives.
School year.
Lives.
Hold on. Where it's like, for us, because we're on a trimester schedule and we're more than halfway through the term. So it's about that time where reality is setting in of like the year, and like school's getting a little harder, and we have to start thinking about, you know, next term and the future in general, but also we are seniors. So
I don't know about you, but this music industry class we're taking right now is my last music industry class. Like, I'm not taking any next term other than senior project.
I think I have one more like business.
And literally, when I made my schedule, I was so sad.
That's really upsetting.
Yeah, you go on like the degree works for me personally, and it's all green, all checked off.
Yeah, most of mine is green.
Literally terrifying.
My business minor has been all greened out.
For like a year.
Yeah.
I think for me.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh my god, we're graduating soon. This time next year, I don't know about you. Wait, you're doing the MBA, right? Mm-hmm. We're gonna be grad students.
Ew. I don't.
Yeah. So the reality of what we're doing with our lives is setting in.
So I guess we could talk about what we want to do in the future, like what our goals are, or like
professionally, academically. Okay, let's start short. Let's start a little shorter first.
Yeah, academically.
Academically, obviously graduate in June.
Mm-hmm. My goal is to
hopefully
graduate
with honors.
Yeah, like magna cum laude, I think.
Yeah.
Which one's like? I don't want the highest one. I want like the second highest one.
I don't know.
It's either magna cum laude or summa cum laude.
Something like that.
I want one of those.
I want one as well.
Yeah, just to say that I did it.
Yeah, and also because I need good grades to get into law school.
True. I also want good grades so then I won't have to take the GMAT for the masters.
Yeah.
Because if our grades are good enough and our GPA is good enough, then we won't have to take.
Yeah, no GMAT. I don't want to take. I don't want to. We don't take the GMAT in general. We just would have to take like a business school at our university's exam without giving away too much detail.
I don't want to do that either.
Me either. At least that would be free though.
Yeah, still don't want to do it.
Still don't want to do it. So that's first. And a lot sooner than we think. Mm-hmm. I still have so many electives to take. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that. I
have an interview for a possible internship today, so...
That's today?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god,
later
fun.
This evening, so crossing my fingers. Hopefully something good comes of it.
And what is it? Like, what's the position? Don't say who it's for.
So it was going to be like a social media sort of position for an artist, but they found somebody, so they're just... I guess they're just going to see... if there's anything else that I can help them with. What you could
offer to the company.
It's not even a company, it's a person. So, I mean, I don't know.
Is it something you see yourself doing long term?
I mean, they're trying to grow, like, her audience as an artist. And I feel like, I mean, I'm an artist manager, and that's, like, kind of what I want to do, at least in the close future, within 5 years. So I feel like being, like, a part of someone else's team and just, like, helping with just, like, a small area can help me I guess gain knowledge to help like my own artist with everything that she does, you know. So I don't know.
Do you know how established this artist is?
She's got numbers on Spotify.
Oh, cool. Fun.
Yeah. So
yeah, that could definitely be long term, because I'm trying to think of like, I was like looking up internships earlier today. I'm like, well, I need to start looking for internships I could potentially turn into a job one day. Which is like such a crazy concept to wrap my head around, because I can't like imagine having my real life job yet.
I know. Like, I don't know. The structure of like school is like a security blanket for me.
Literally, that's why so many people want to go to law school. I'm not doing that.
That's why I'm doing the master's program because we missed out.
Yeah.
Like all of junior year, I don't know.
No one was on top of their shit because everyone was like mentally on a block, and I feel like that professionally pushed people back from like achieving what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I like,
which is totally
mentally
normal.
Was not like present.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, our friends are doing that just because like I feel like a lot of people need that. If they can, they'll take that extra cushion just because they were set back with whatever they were pursuing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know. I just need that extra time to get back into being a person, really.
Yeah, like personally, I'm not going to law school to have more time till I get to the real world, just because I feel like that's too much time of me being in school. But it definitely is comforting that I still have like some leeway before being a professional. But even in law school, like you have to be like basically a working professional.
And the thing is, like, especially like in any sort of like entertainment industry, any like arts industry, like it's never going to be a 9 to 5 unless you're like an accountant or something like that. But even then,
even as a lawyer, I'm never gonna...
So like now being able to have like my weekdays separated from my weekends and stuff, I'm like trying to savor that
people,
because it's gonna get crazy. Like I know that it's gonna be like a 24/7 job.
Yeah, like
especially if I'm working with an artist, and then if that artist goes on tour and does this and that, like there's never gonna be like a day off.
Yeah, like our program director's wife literally I forgot the exact word he said, but like just is like getting so tired because, well, I'm exposing, but she is with child right now, and she has a 2-year-old. They have one together, and like she's just fucking tired. So like rightfully so, and she's just like, I work all day and then I come home to do more work because the job doesn't end, because there's shows at nighttime and there's stuff that goes up before the shows, after the shows, and like some people love that shit. I mean, I personally love that shit. Like I want to work in live music one day, hopefully too, in some capacity. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, working in the music industry or entertainment in general,
it's hard.
It's all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna get a job, I mean, you know about this, at like an event space, but they were gonna require me to basically be available Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and I just, like, realistically, I was like, I don't want to do that. I like if I don't have to, you know, if I don't have to work on the weekends, I don't want to. Like, I would rather right now, like while I'm in school, like just go work like a restaurant job, like at night or something like that, or I don't know, do something that doesn't require me to be working on the weekends, because I can make that decision now. Yeah, and like I don't have to.
Yeah, and I think there's also like people talk about it on social media a lot. I feel like I hear it on YouTube more than anything, but like this and TikTok, but like this idea of like hustle culture and how it could be toxic just because it's like everyone has this idea of people who are on their grind and people who hustle, and that, but it's also like degrading towards people who aren't exactly on the same pace as everyone else, because like realistically it's hard to be on that pace all the time. And like some people have, like, let's take my example. Like it wasn't until like recently where I had like a mental shift, but it was like before I had to stop working because of health reasons, right? I was like waking up every day, 6 o'clock, meeting by 7 a.m. Like every day was booked.
On the grind.
Yeah.
All of the time.
All of the time.
Like there was never a moment where you didn't have like
my
something
GCal
scheduled.
filled out.
That's what I was gonna say. That's why you had your trusty GCal. And
yeah,
that's why
because I needed it.
But like you were always doing shit.
And I don't even know how the fuck it happened, because I didn't necessarily like. I was just like, yeah, I'm down. I think that's what it was.
You were so ahead. Like I remember like sophomore year, like in the fall, like you were so ahead on classes. I was like, it made me realize like, oh, I'm really behind.
Yeah, and that's what I also like hated, because I didn't like. I don't want people to feel like they're behind when you aren't. Like we're graduating.
Well, I mean, I was a little behind.
Yeah.
Like the only reason why I'm
there's that toxicity. Like we don't have to be on the same pace.
Yeah.
And then once I was up, and even through the pandemic, I was still really busy, and like it wasn't until like July. Even in July, I was working, like having like 3 like regular jobs on top of my 2 internships, and then like school just ended, so I didn't have class. But like my days were booked like morning to nighttime. Like I literally have work from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. tonight, 12 a.m. tonight. But let's not get into it.
You haven't been working in a minute. Yeah. So today's like what, your first day back, right? So that's exciting.
Yeah.
You're going back.
So, but like when I stopped working, or like I had less responsibilities, because I didn't necessarily stop. I was still doing a lot of shit. But when I had less responsibilities, I kind of felt bad about myself. And I'm like, I'm not doing what I used to be doing. Like, I don't know how to prioritize my health because this is all I've ever known. Like, this is only, it's almost like I valued my worth with how much stuff I could do, how much stuff I could fit in a day.
Oh my God. The amount of like times that I've heard people talk about this and how we're just so conditioned to base our worth off of how productive we can be is like really just like damaging and stuff. And I mean, especially since like in like arts and like entertainment, like even with like actors and with musicians and stuff, like everyone always praises the people who started really young. Like, I mean, Billie Eilish was 16 when she started, and Olivia Rodrigo is like what, 17, 18 now, and I just turned 22, and it makes us feel like we're running out of time and that we're not working hard enough or we're not successful enough by a really young age, when in reality that's really unrealistic. Because I mean, we shouldn't have to feel like we have to be, I don't know, the world's best entrepreneur by the time we're 23, because that's unrealistic. So there's just this culture of feeling like you're running out of time and not doing enough, so we overwork ourselves, which then leads us to burn out at an earlier and at an earlier age than we would have originally.
So that's why I'm like low-key grateful for, I mean, I'm not grateful for it because I like having a lot of things to do, and obviously I don't wish my health to be poor, but I am very slightly grateful for my health conditions, just because it like made me step back and
it
like,
made you slow down,
made me like force me to slow down, because I think the universe, God, the powers that be, whoever, like knew I was like maybe overworking myself, and like,
no, you were overworking
physically
yourself.
Told me, they're like, you can't do this anymore, like you have to slow down or there'll be like real consequences about it. I think it was like the universe's way of telling me like, you need to stop, you need to, something needs to happen so that you're forced to stop. And that's what it was.
I just feel like if we take care of ourselves like mentally and physically, it'll allow us to put out higher quality work instead of having more quantity and just having it be like kind of mediocre. So I don't know.
And you see it all the time in social media, how like whether it be influencers or artists or whoever it may be, they'll talk about like how they've been working so much or they overwork themselves, and the next thing you know, you don't hear from them. They like make a statement and you don't hear from them anymore because burnout. Exactly.
Burnout is so real.
I feel like I saw it a lot is when I was like a young teenager on YouTube, about like YouTubers being overworked and they don't want to do YouTube anymore because, which is like a weird example, but like I feel like it applies in general.
I definitely was feeling burnout like towards the end of freshman year. And honestly, like having the pandemic, like I know not everyone had a good experience. It was terrible overall, obviously, but like personally, I like, it was really nice for me to just kind of step back and like not think and just like really take care of me. And being able, like now that we're back in classes and stuff, being able to go back to that mindset where I was just taking care of me and being able to kind of take back my energy and stuff when I feel like I'm drained is really nice, because I'm setting my own personal boundaries on how long I can do things for, how much time I can spend around people in a social situation, or how much work I'm doing, things like that.
Yeah. I also think like if anyone thinks the way I do in like terms of like scheduling everything or like having a time and place for things, schedule in like when you could like turn your brain off. Like having this like past weekend like that I was in New York to like turn my brain off from my responsibilities, I felt like was so important, just because it's like midterms time and things are getting hectic in Philly again, and you know, weather is changing, seasonal depression is approaching. That I get every season, but whatever. I was just like, I'm taking this weekend and I am not. I had that one meeting for senior project and that was it.
And then you did like a couple posts on the podcast Instagram,
but
like that
barely,
was it.
and that to me is like more so fun, if anything. And at that point, like when I went to the festival, I had no service there. So we would get there, we would get to the festival around like 2:00 every day and then not leave until like 11ish. And so we would like get home around 12 and then probably knock out 12:30. So literally the only time I had my like was on my phone was when I woke up in the morning around like 9 o'clock until like around like 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I did barely like was on my phone that much. Like I think we like watched basketball in the morning from the night before. But like other than that, like I wasn't on my phone. I had no service throughout the day. Like it was just like a way of like unplugging, enjoying music, being away from my responsibilities. Because I'm learning that it's important to have those times in order to have a successful whatever you're doing in your life, success in other aspects of your life if you have breaks, or else you're just gonna you're also just gonna hate what you're doing too if you don't give yourself a break from it.
I think also having things to look forward to. I mean, obviously, like you don't want to always be looking forward to something. You want to enjoy yourself like in the moment and stuff. But when you're working a lot, I think it's nice to know when your next like scheduled downtime is going to be, or your scheduled turn my brain off time is going to be, like,
because even if you love what you're doing, you still need to turn your brain off sometimes.
For sure. Like you can't be doing one thing all the time. You have to have things in moderation. But I think like knowing that you're going to go to like a party on the weekend and you can just be social and you just can like relax or whatever, or if you know that like at least like in my house and stuff, like in the evenings we all like watch TV together and stuff.
Aww.
And yesterday while I was eating dinner, like we like watched a movie. We watched Perks Being a Wallflower.
Are you guys okay?
I'd never seen it.
You never saw Perks Being a Wallflower?
No, I watched it for the first time. It was very good.
And are you
really
okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, cool.
I liked it. It was good.
I can't watch that movie ever again.
It was crazy. No, we watched half of it 2 days ago, and then we watched the second half yesterday. But we finished it because I was like gonna eat dinner and I wanted to like take a break from what I was doing in the day. And then after I ate, I was like, I know I should maybe go upstairs and do a little bit of work, but I know for a fact that I'm gonna go up there and sit at my desk for 3 hours and do no work. So I was like, I'm just gonna,
especially at that time of the night where your brain doesn't like function anymore. It's just like, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm just gonna like relax. I'm just gonna like enjoy the night, and like I'll go to bed and like I'll worry about it tomorrow.
And I'm the type of person, I know this doesn't apply to everyone. I just talked to my friend Matthew about it yesterday, but I'm the type of person where I'd rather just have the night to myself. Or like say it's like 6 o'clock rolls around, right? You have dinner, and then after that maybe you'll get some more work done. But around like 9 o'clock, nothing is really getting done for me unless there's like a pressing timeline. I mean, due date or whatever. So I'd rather just unwind, let my brain turn off, and then I'm an early riser, so I'll just do it in the morning because I usually have times in the morning anyway.
See, I'm the opposite. Like I'm always up really late, so that time, that like cutoff time is much later for me. Like that cutoff time is probably around like 9 or 10 o'clock, and then I'll go watch TV and I'll go to bed around like 2 a.m. or something like that.
Oh, 2 a.m.
I go to bed late.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I set my phone recently.
I mean, I'd love to be going to bed early, but I'm a night owl. Like I just can't get up in the morning.
Recently did this thing with my phone. I wanted to share just because I feel like it's such a cute little tool thing Apple does now. I don't know how to get there actually. I think it's called Focus.
Oh, yeah,
Sleep.
I know what that is.
And then I have like the little sleep schedule. So my bedtime is from 12 a.m. to 7:30 in the morning.
Cute.
And it wakes me up with something very much more pleasing than an actual alarm.
Oh yeah, that alarm is that's the one that everyone cringes at if someone's timer goes off or something.
I wonder if I
that
could
one's mine.
Play it somehow. I think I can. Wait, here it is. Do you hear it, Margaret?
Very
faintly.
It's like it's so quiet and like pleasant.
Mine is but like in real life, it's like.
Oh, there you go. Aw.
It's like, and they have like just like very ones that are like. Hold on. Like that's so much nicer to wake up to. Let me do my. I did first like it's like the first one just because it's like more alarming to me because I'm scared I might not wake up from the other ones because they're too calm.
Do you remember 2 years ago who was it, Kylie Jenner, I think, the Rise and Shine. So
imagine waking up to that. Nightmares.
So as as like so me and Margaret shared a room at that time because we lived in the Summit, and like as a joke I found out how to make it an actual alarm. So
I would have hated you as a roommate.
Oh, Margaret did hate me. I also hated me because it would go off in the morning, and the first day was funny. The second day I was like, okay, I have to change it, and then I thought it was funny. And then the third day, like I would keep forgetting to turn it off or switch it to something else. So like by the third day, it was rise and shine. I went and I like slammed my phone to like shut it off, but I kept forgetting like later in the day to turn it off or switch it off. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought that was a little. I thought it was a little funny.
So I personally have what some people consider ambitious goals, which I don't think are that ambitious. If
Ambition
anything,
can't wait, Shar.
literally execute yourself. Thank you. Personally, I want to be an attorney in the music industry.
And you're going to be fantastic because you don't take shit
I don't.
from anybody.
I don't think anyone should, whatever your profession is. But yeah, I don't know where it came from. I think I always loved the idea of being a lawyer just from my personality type. If you look at I wasn't sure like forever, but if you look at my 8th grade graduation yearbook, whatever, like, you know how they have like your little picture. You have like your little picture and your name and like what you want to do in the future, right? And your little quote. Mine literally says corporate lawyer, I don't know.
Even when you were in 8th grade?
Yeah, since I was 14, I said lawyer.
Damn, I didn't know what I wanted to do until high school, and even like up until probably halfway through high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah, well, I think that is normal.
Yeah.
I think I am a red flag. Like, I shouldn't have...
You're a red flag in a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
As we talked about last episode.
14, 6 plus... So 7 years ago. For the past 7 years. I think even before that, I knew...
7 years ago.
Yeah, so like I would say like for the last like 8 years, I've known that I wanted to be a lawyer, and not based off like salary and not based off like family stuff, because most of my family's in medicine. My grandfather was a lawyer in the Philippines, and he was a very good one, which I didn't even know at the time until I literally told my dad. I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna be a lawyer. When I was 14, I told him that. And he literally gets so emotional. He goes, yeah, my dad was a lawyer. And I was like, oh, great. Now we're going to make this a whole emotional thing, and I'm going to have this emotional attachment to it. And it's going to be like, well, if you don't be a lawyer now, you're a disappointment.
It runs in the family.
Yeah, man.
No, not the disappointment of being a lawyer. Sorry.
Anyways.
That's not what I meant.
So, yeah, it was very unexpected to me. My parents wanted me to be in medicine. I still think they want me to be in medicine to this day, and just like simply not for me.
They're just waiting. They're like, any moment now.
Yeah, my dad will fully be a patient in the hospital getting heart surgery and recovering, and he'll not come up to me, but I'll be in the room with him, visiting him, and he'll be like, hey, so like I totally still see you as a lawyer, as a nurse. Are you sure you don't want to do that? I'm like, bro, like just because your nurse is Filipino doesn't mean I have to be a Filipino nurse. You know what I mean? Not that they aren't supportive of me. I think they're very much happy with the fact that I'm going to be a lawyer. Like, it's not a bad career choice. I think they are a bit concerned about the music industry part, but they're still supportive. They're just concerned, and they know
my mom's the same way.
They can't do anything about it because they can't change my mind because they don't pay for my education. So I do whatever I want.
Damn. Yeah, my mom's a little bit of the...
financial independence.
Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, like, I was always the kid who never knew what I wanted to do. Like, you know how, like, first day of school, it's like a little bit about you. What's your name? Like, when's your birthday? Like, but it was like in one of those little, like, sheets, I guess, that you would fill out. And it was like, what's your favorite color? What do you want to be when you grow up? It changed every single year, every couple months. It was like doctor, vet, like, I don't know,
astronaut.
Yes, stuff like that. Like, I never knew what I wanted to do. And then like for a hot second, like in middle school in 8th grade, like we were learning about like VOTEC and stuff, like vocational schools.
Got
and
it.
Things like that. And for a split second, I considered going to my local VOTEC for like dance and stuff. And then I realized I was like, I don't really want to do that, because that was around the time when I started not enjoying it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I got like really involved in like music and band and stuff in high school. For a second, I was like, oh, maybe I could be, music ed. I could be like a band teacher. I could be like a band instructor, whatever. And then I realized how much time they like didn't have. And then I was like, it would be great, music industry. But I don't know. I just really didn't want to be teaching. For a second I thought I'd be good at it, but I don't think I could do it. And then I remember I was sitting in like AP Lit or something my junior year of high school, and I was just looking up like different summer programs involved in music, and I found this like music tech and like production summer thing at NYU.
Mm-hmm.
And I like was sitting in class, and I sent the link to my mom, and I was like, hey, like it sounds really interesting, can I do it? And she was like, sure, like we'll talk about it when you get home.
Aww.
And I was like so surprised, like she was just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went, and like that completely put me on the track of like music industry and stuff, and the rest is history, I guess.
Personally, I did not know I was going to be in the music industry program or be in music industry at all, for that matter.
I didn't know that was an option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in my head, like I was going for pre-law for everything.
Mm-hmm.
For all the schools I applied to, I was going pre-law or business, but I don't think I did a lot of business programs. I think I just did pre-law for most of them. And I was at a business seminar back in New York, because I did a lot of like student business seminars I was invited to in high school, whatever. And I was at one in New York, and I ended up talking to one of the professors. Her name is Professor Cooper. To this day, I credit my entryway into the music industry because of her. And she fully worked for this other university, and she was like, so what do you want to do? I was like, oh, I want to be a lawyer, and I want to be like, I just want to be a lawyer, and I want to do business stuff, whatever. And she goes, well, what are your other interests? Like, what are your other hobbies, whatever? I was like, oh, I do some music stuff, but I don't really plan on like doing anything with it after I leave high school. She goes, well, you should check out Drexel. They have like one of the best music industry programs in the country. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's a thing? Like, I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't apply anywhere else in music industry. I think I did one school, but it was like a minor in music business, and then I majored in business administration, which is like the opposite of what I'm doing right now. But
some of the other schools I applied to were like major in music, and then like concentration in business, which is not what
I was not
going
to be a music major.
I didn't want to be a music major.
Fuck no. Sorry. No offense to the music majors, but that shit's too hard.
Yeah, no. I was like,
praise to them.
Yeah, no, like props to you, but I was just, that's not what I want to do.
Can you imagine me having to like read sheet music or something? Music theory 1 was enough for me. Never again.
Yeah, I spent too much time doing all that in high school, so I was like, I want to shift gears.
Yeah. To me, music is, okay, so I have issues with math, right? I don't know if we talked about this in another episode, but I have this, it's not diagnosed, but I've worked with education professionals who are like, yeah, you definitely have this, but you're kind of old and you already know how to cope with it, so just don't even bother getting it diagnosed. Old, Char. Yeah, so they were like, just don't bother getting it diagnosed. We all know you have it, but you've learned how to cope with it already, so it's fine. Which is annoying because I could have applied for disability since freshman year, but whatever. So basically, I have this learning disability called dyscalculia, which is dyslexia of numbers. Regina's familiar with it because of me, whatever. And to me, music is math, but in a different language.
Yes.
So I don't know why I thought I could do music, but that's why it was just so hard for me, like especially music theory and ear training and all that other stuff.
Music theory was hard.
Like my literal bane of my existence, aka math, in a different language. So that was just not for me. But yeah, that professor was just like, yeah, do music industry. Like, they have a great program. I think you'd be interested. Why don't you just like look into it? And then I remember looking it up and thinking, I was like, oh yeah, this is really cool, really interesting. I'd love to do this, but is it ideal for me? Is it what I want to do with my career path, right? Because even as a senior in high school, I was already thinking about what happens after college.
You're
mental
like
illness.
10 steps ahead always.
Which is so bad. I need to relax and be in the moment. Anyways.
Take it easy.
And so me and my mom came to Philly, and I wasn't looking at other Philly schools either. Like, I didn't look at UPenn. I didn't look at any Ivies. Did I? No, I didn't. I don't think I did.
UPenn was not on my radar at all.
And I didn't want to go to Temple. I don't even think St. Joe's was in the mix. I think it was too campusy for me. So we literally came to Philly for Drexel. And at this point, I already visited this other schools. I had an idea of where I wanted to go. I'm not going to say where because I don't want to. I'm just embarrassed at this point. But we literally got here. We talked about people who are familiar with the major. Talked to people who are familiar with the major. I mean, my mom just look at each other and we go, fuck it. I see myself here. Let's just sign up. And I'm like really happy I did because like imagine I wasn't doing music industry stuff right now. I think I'd be miserable. I would have dropped out. I would have, I don't know.
No, I think you just probably would have like overworked yourself to be like, I have to get through it. I got to do it.
And I think I just would have been so sad. I would have been in a space that I'm not the most creative person, but I like being surrounded by creative people because they help like foster part of my brain that I don't get to utilize all the time just because of the nature of the type of work I do. But I still get to like experience creativity, especially through my friends and stuff. And I think when I do end up being a working professional, there's ways of like implementing creativity in the business aspect as well. So, like,
for sure.
I'm not like missing out on anything, but there's like certain types of creativity that I know I would have missed if I didn't come to music school. So yeah, I didn't think I was going to be in a music industry program at all. I was just like, I remember going into my college admission office and we were talking about like all my, like, I think it was like 5 schools at the time. And I was like deciding through these 5, and Drexel was on the bottom because they gave me the least amount of money, which I heard is not common for Drexel, but for compared to the rest of the schools, I basically would have been going for free just because of like whatever reasons. And so Drexel was on the bottom. It was music industry. So we're like, in my head, I was like, is that going to be sustainable for me? Is it going to be whatever? And then I got here and I was like, well, I need to be in a place where I could still have my music stuff. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to get rid of it yet. I was just like, I don't know. And I still see myself long term doing that. Like even after me as a senior in college, 4 years later, after deciding 4 years ago that I said, fuck it, let me just come to Drexel, which I can't believe was 4 years ago. But
don't even get me started.
I can't see myself in anything but a entertainment or creative field going forward. I still see myself very much so as a lawyer.
Yeah. I've just like been involved in arts and music for my whole life. Like I literally don't think I could do anything else. I mean, I also had like 5 schools on my list, and Drexel was like such a just kind of like a like I'll apply and just like see what happens. Like it really wasn't something that I like thought that was gonna, you know, I didn't know that was gonna be my future. Like I thought I was going to a different school. I was so fully convinced that I was gonna go to a different school. I fully was convinced I was gonna get accepted into that school. And so getting that rejection letter was rough. But I remember I was sitting like in my math class, like, and I got the email that was like, congratulations, you got accepted into Drexel. And I was like, oh shit, that's sweet. Hell yeah. And like I never really went to Philly. Like the last time that I'd been to Philly before then was like a 5th grade field trip, just like visiting the Liberty Bell and the Mint and things like that. So I'd never really been to Philly, and I was like, I didn't know what to expect. And I remember I visited a different school that I was gonna get a lot of money from because I eventually would have been in state for that school, so I basically would have gone for free.
Got it.
And I was offered a spot in the clarinet professor's like his studio. There was only like 5 spots, and he's like, a spot is opening up. Like I really would love you to have that spot. But it would have been a music major with a concentration in like music management, and I went there just to like a college visit, and I was talking to students who were there, and they were like, oh, like, you know, what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, music management. And they were like, oh, like, that's weird. So I could tell that that's not something that was common, that people went to that school for. I also applied to 2 other schools, one which was in like upstate New York, and I was like, I don't think I want to live in upstate New York. And another school that I just like applied to because I was like, yeah, like, I guess. So it really was just between Drexel and another school, and I knew I didn't want to go to that school. I was like, I don't want that school. I hate it there. And the first time since 5th grade coming to Philly was on like Acceptance Students Day, and I remember,
which I didn't go to.
I came here and I walked around the campus, and I was like, I can see myself.
I can see myself here.
I can see myself
That's
having
the
a life
vibe.
here.
That's exactly what I thought too. I was like, I see myself. I like that it's not super city like it would have been if I stayed home in New York, or that it's not too campusy, where it would have been like if I went to like one of those like schools where I was going to do pre-law and stuff. It was like a good balance, and I was like, I see myself I see myself here in this city. I see myself in a program like this where it's business, it's not arts, but you're studying like the industry of the art the art itself.
Like, one of the best pieces of advice, it was like when I was in marching band and stuff, we did a lot of competitions and stuff, and we would go to like different colleges sort of like around like, you know, the tri-state area and stuff. And there was this one band director at a college that I did apply to, and she was really cool, and we got to talk to her, and she came and I think she either visited our school or she was at some event or whatever, and we were just like asking for like advice like for college and stuff, and she said, go and visit those colleges and just go to like a local coffee shop or sit on a bench and imagine yourself in that environment, because obviously, yes, the program is going to be important, but also like that's going to be your home for 4 years, 3 years, however many years that you go to school for. That's going to be your home for that amount of time. You have to make sure that you're comfortable there and that you can envision yourself having a life there and meeting people and being comfortable in that space. And so,
me personally taking note right now because I have to apply for law school.
So when I came to Philly, like it was like my first time coming to Philly, not being a 5th grader, and I had 0 expectations, but I was like, I can see myself having a life here. And even like hearing about the program and stuff, I was like, this is pretty cool. Like I'm kind of down for this.
Yeah.
So
it's like crazy for me just to think that I have to go through this process all over again. And I'm excited about it because I know how surprised I was with how obviously life sucks and life happens, but I don't think that's at fault of Drexel or anything. I think that would have happened, like the hardships I've experienced the last 4 years of my life would have happened at any school. And I'm excited to be like hopefully pleasantly surprised by a law school, and like figure out where it is I'm gonna like spend the next 3 years of my life after I get my MBA. Like where's gonna be like my new home. Like in my head, it's all like I'm probably gonna end up in New York, which obviously I see myself in the city so much. Like I'm a New York City girl. I am through and through. But maybe I'll surprise myself and end up in a place where I don't know. Who knows what happens? And I think that part is exciting. And I am excited to have something of that nature that I could still do for the last time.
Let's talk like, I don't know, 10, 15 years
No,
from
I
now.
literally
like,
was going to, in my head, I was plotting. I was like, I have the next segment ready to go.
Okay. You go ahead.
No, I'll ask you. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
So I do have a lot of different things that I want to do.
Okay,
Just
what's plan A?
Plan A right now, artist management. I want to work with an artist. I want to grow with an artist, and I want us to get like big together. Eventually I want to take on more artists, maybe start my own management company or something like that. So that's like the vague, what immediately I want to do right after college plan is. Obviously, like I want to maybe get a job so I can have money and then
That
do
would be
that
nice.
like on the side or something like that. but I'm so interested in other things. Like I'm interested in just like visual media as well, like music videos, like
Ooh, that's fun.
I don't know, maybe photography. I've been going back and forth of whether I want to take a photography class or not, but I don't know if I don't know, I'm still working on that, but
you have time to figure it out.
But like visual media I think is really interesting. Like clothing is really interesting to me, like fashion's really interesting. I don't know enough about clothing. I mean, I've been watching a lot of,
you stepped your fashion game up.
Thank you.
Sure.
I mean, the bar was 6 feet under freshman year for me. It wasn't great. It was like
you
whatever.
Figured it out, and that's what matters.
Yeah. So fashion's interesting to me. I mean, touring is interesting to me. I definitely want to like go on tour with artists and stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I want to do, and I can't see myself just doing one thing for the rest of my life. I know that I'm going to be jumping around and making and doing different things to keep things interesting. Because for me, sometimes if I stay in one place too long, or if I do one thing for too long, I'll get I don't want to say bored, but I
understand.
Like I don't
hard
know.
to explain, but I get it.
Yeah, I guess the best way to say is like I'll get bored, or I just feel like I'm not growing. I guess I feel too stagnant.
Got it.
So I want
That's a great way of putting
I want to do a bunch of things, and I just feel like
leaving room for growth always.
Life is too short to only just do one thing and to not explore areas that you're interested in. So yeah, that was kind of a mishmash of an answer, but where do you see yourself in
10 years?
Yeah.
I will be
almost
I'll be
32.
32.
Yeah.
I'll be almost 32. I'll be 31 technically if we're going. Today is
November 1st.
This is a Billie Eilish interview. It is November 1st, 2021. In 10 years from now, I will be 31.
I'll be 32.
I will be out of school for 5 years at that point. So hopefully by then, I will be a barred attorney. Hopefully in New York or in the Northeast somewhere. I hope that whatever job I have allows me to travel a lot. But like not too much. I hope to be a little bit of my own boss. That's
I feel that
part of my goal, just to like maybe open up my own firm one day and have my own clientele, and work enough in the industry that before I become a lawyer that I have enough people who want me to be their lawyer that I can make my own firm one day.
I'm definitely going to keep you as a connection.
Yeah,
don't you worry.
All these people are like, sure, hit me up in a couple of years. I was like, okay, you say that now. So hopefully that's in the picture. I also personally hope I found someone that likes me enough to have kids with me. Just, we don't have to be together. I just want kids.
Just give me the kids.
Yeah, literally just give me the kids. Or you could literally even adopt. I just need child support.
Yeah, I don't think I want kids.
You don't?
I want to get married, but I don't know. I'm not sure about kids.
I also think I want to get married. I have plans for a wedding, even though I'm fully single.
Wedding
right
world
now.
tour.
I am fully like the definition of single, and I have already like the plans of my wedding.
We can cut that out. I can cut that out if you want me to.
Anyways.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to get married, but I don't know. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast or if I just said this to you, but I've definitely talked about this with other people. But this is like the first time in like my life where I don't think I want kids. I don't think that's for me.
Okay. And if you don't think you could have kids, don't have kids.
Yeah, because I think, I mean, on one hand, I guess you could, I think that it would be selfish to have kids, but I guess on another hand, I guess someone could say it's selfish to not have kids. But I just, personally, I don't know. If I were to have kids, I would not, well, first of all, if I were to have kids, I would not be birthing.
Yeah.
My partner would be birthing. But if I were to not have kids, like with my partner, I would want to definitely adopt.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's if I do want kids eventually. But I don't know about that. But I don't know. I just don't think having kids is for me. And I acknowledge that being a parent is a full-time job. And I'm just too selfish for that. I want to do things for myself in my own life.
I always wanted to be a young mom, but realistically, and by young, I don't mean like now young. I mean like 25 young. Mm-hmm. I thought that I'd do it.
I keep forgetting. You haven't seen Sex and the City.
No, I haven't.
You need to watch Sex and the City because
it's a commitment, though.
You are Miranda from Sex and the City.
I don't know what that means. Am I supposed to be Margaret? Am I supposed to be insulted?
No, because I'm Miranda, I thought.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah. But like in the show, Miranda is a very successful lawyer, and she, I mean, I don't want to give more away, but I feel like you would align with her in a couple different aspects. It's
cute.
a good thing. It's a good thing.
Okay, cute.
The show's very good. You got to watch it.
Okay,
it's really
will.
good.
It's just a lot of time. It's a lot of commitment.
Mm-hmm. No, it's like just one of those like turn your brain off, feel good shows.
Okay.
I don't think I would have instantly said Charlene's a Miranda if I had.
Give
Really?
me some more tea. Give me the deets.
Who do you think that she would be?
I don't know, but that wouldn't be my first thought, I feel.
Who would your first thought be? Should I take a BuzzFeed quiz?
Yeah, you could take a BuzzFeed quiz. Doesn't have to be right now though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm thinking that you would be Miranda just because she's a lawyer. But she's like really driven and she's always like on the grind. She's always hardworking and stuff. Yeah. So I think that you would be Miranda.
Yeah, but yeah, I see myself hopefully with maybe not kids already, but maybe a kid on the way. Hopefully, 31. I feel like that's
young.
Yeah, still young. My mom was like 30 something, so like in her 30s when she had me. I think she was 31 actually when she had me.
Yeah, my parents were older.
Yeah. And then I don't know if I'll be married. I do want to be married, but if I'll be married, who knows? Mm-hmm. I want to be the breadwinner.
You will be.
But also, I want my husband to be a breadwinner as well. Let's be breadwinners together.
Oh yeah, no, me and whoever I'm with, we're gonna fucking
rule
the world together.
Mm-hmm. I just, not to sound so vain, but the lifestyle I live, I need to be rich. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I'm not rich.
The lifestyle I want to live,
I know.
I need to be rich.
Because I want to travel. I want to go all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I want my kids to be humble, but also never feel like they have to work themselves to provide for their family.
I want to buy my mom a car.
I 100% am buying my mom. I'm buying my dad a car first.
My mom doesn't really drive anymore because she's had like eye surgery and stuff. So, but she's always said that she wants a baby Cadillac. So I want to buy her a car.
Yeah,
that's probably like my first goal. I want to make money so I can buy her stuff. Or if she doesn't want a car, I'll buy her a house or I'll buy her a whatever. I don't know.
And the house I'm getting will have room for my parents. Because I don't really trust babysitters.
Baby scissors. Baby scissors, the little like child-proof scissors, like the kid-safe scissors.
Oh my god.
Baby scissors.
I don't really trust babysitters because as one, not saying I'm a bad babysitter. I think I'm a very great babysitter. Mm-hmm. I just don't really trust.
You're just protective.
I am. I'm very protective.
Yeah.
Hopefully not in an overbearing way, but I am protective. And I'm very caring and nurturing.
Are you gonna be a helicopter mom?
No, because I had one of those. Just no offense, Mom. But my parents, there will be room in my house for my parents, maybe like a guest house. This is the level of rich I'm talking about.
Oh, no, I'm right there with you. I'm on the same level.
You're getting a guest house, one with a garden, so my mom has something to do.
Cute.
When she's not taking care of my children. And, like, I need, like, enough room for my dad to do his projects, because he likes his projects. Cute. He's a very, DIY dad, handyman, give me my tool belt guy, you know what I mean? He has 2 sheds in the backyard for all his shit. For what reason? I don't know.
I feel like it'd be fun to have my own garden so I can just like have my own fresh produce and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely want my own garden. I just can't, I want my mom to do it because I'm allergic to like everything that goes on there.
Allergies.
Really bad. Like lungs will close.
Like I imagine like your neighbors would like go outside or they would like look out their window and they just see you in the garden but you're wearing like a full gas mask and they're like what's the neighbor doing?
Yeah, I also just that's why I'm saying my parents can't leave me ever.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna go down that route.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
I mean, I don't know. I think we'll stay friends for a very long time.
And I think the friends I've made, and like I'm not talking about the acquaintances and like the school friends I've made. I mean the friends I've made in college. Fingers crossed are going to be the people I stay in touch with for a very, very long time.
Because I want to see like all of us kind of get up there to that level. And I was going to say this earlier because when you were like, oh, like 10 years from now, and I was like, oh my God, we're going to be like 31, 32, which means that it'll be our generation kind of starting to like run the show in the industry. And I'm excited to see us and people that we know and people that are around our age really taking control of the industry and hopefully making big and good changes. That's what I hope. And I would love to see like us and all of our friends grow together and get to a level together, or at least we kind of lift each other up and
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, the first thing they tell you when you get here to Jackson Music Industry is that your friends are your network, you know? And so I see us all just like working together one day in some capacity. Maybe not all together at once, but in some way or the other, you know?
In bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Like,
or just like, oh, I remember like Regina manages this artist. Like,
yeah,
let
I
me
could
see what
totally
they're up
like
to.
imagine like me like managing an artist and me like going downtown New York and like coming up to your big corner office and being like,
must be a corner.
and I'm like, yo, Shar,
And there's
I
gonna be
need help with
kombucha on
something.
tap.
Yeah, no, and we're gonna be sitting in this corner office together, and we're gonna be
And my
reminiscing,
assistant's gonna bring us up some salads.
and we're gonna reminisce about now.
Oh my God, our little podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, oh, how cute.
Oh, God.
And like imagine you having like a picture like framed like in the corner like on a shelf or something.
So bold of you to assume I would do such a thing.
You're a little sentimental.
I am a little.
Don't even deny. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of fun to imagine.
Yeah,
what's
I see
gonna
myself.
happen.
I don't know, but I also don't see myself being like super lawyery. I see myself being more like Carl, almost. I like what he's up to.
Yeah.
I think.
No, he's killing it.
I see myself more like he is very lawyery. He's very not to discredit him in any way, but he's also like
He's
chill
like
and
just a dude.
yeah,
Just a guy.
and he's like doing other things too. He's doing like he's like very multifaceted and very just like doing. You could tell he's doing what his interests are,
And that's
and
what I want to
capitalize
do too.
on. Yeah,
I want to be multifaceted, and I feel like you could do that as well.
yeah. So that's hopefully what's gonna happen in 10 years. Hopefully, I got a man. So we'll see. That's cool enough to have kids with me. Hopefully he's also a breadwinner. Hopefully I'm a breadwinner. Hopefully my parents are living in a guest house in my backyard, wherever that is. Hopefully, see, I want to stay in New York with my corner office, but that would mean I would have to live in suburbia of New York, and that could either be Westchester, Long Island, or Jersey, and that's not happening. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. It's definitely not going to be Jersey. Sorry, no offense. And it's definitely not going to be Long Island. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, you're not Long Island.
At all.
At all.
At all.
No, not even a little bit.
I'm getting head shakes from the peanut gallery.
No.
So I don't want to stay in
You would hate it.
Westchester.
You would hate it in Long Island.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Life will come as it may, and maybe I'll just have an office in New York. Maybe I'll be stationed somewhere else. Maybe I'll be traveling to and from London. I don't know.
Yeah.
We say I'll do New York and London.
I mean, I've said this. I've told Margaret this a million times over, but I want to live in like every kind of like big city for at least like
Sometime.
2 years, 3 years. I don't know. I want to live
wherever
in New York.
it takes you.
I want to live in LA.
I want to live in LA very temporarily.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna settle in LA, but I want to live there just for a little bit, just to see
I
what
want to
it's like.
experience it
just so I can
once.
say that I've done it.
Yeah. Get some networking
I wanna,
opportunities.
I just like want to live in every city for a little bit, so I can kind of pick and choose where I want to settle, or at least I can put roots down for possible business or something. But I imagine having, I don't want to say office building because that sounds icky, but like I imagine having like a space for management company or something, at least in a big city, and touring and traveling, and I don't know.
I do want to tour at some point with an artist. I don't know how that would happen, but I want to tour somehow.
Maybe I'll be married in 10 years. I don't know. I feel like that's soon. 10 years is, I know it's a long time from now.
I would
but
have to
I
find
feel
the
like
love of
it's
my
also
life
soon.
like soon. Now that I think about,
I know, that's what I'm saying. So like, I mean, I won't set the bar too high for myself. I won't say that I want to be married in 10 years, but I want to find somebody who Are you crying?
I'm like having a crisis right now.
Do we have to cut the cameras? You're right.
I'm unwell. I just had a weird intrusive thought. Anyways, 10 years from now, go ahead.
Please excuse us while Shar has a breakdown.
Anyways,
But yeah, no, I won't I won't say that I want to be married in 10 years. I'll say that I would like to be in a nice committed relationship in 10 years.
I like that idea.
Like,
too.
I'll get married, I don't know. I was going to say mid-30s, but I'll be 32 in 10 years. That's not mid, that's early 30s. But maybe I'll get married in, like, my mid-30s.
I'm hoping to find the love of my life, clarify, in, like, law school time. So that gives me a couple more years to, like, cushion.
I just imagine I'll meet someone at some event or some networking
what is it
thing
called?
or some
a
whatever.
Meet cute.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of, I don't know. I feel like I would have to be with someone who has a similar sort of fast-paced lifestyle.
Okay.
Not that I don't mean like fast-paced, but like in this type of lifestyle where schedules are kind of crazy and stuff. But then I guess again, like if our schedules get too crazy, then we never see each other. But I mean, I don't know, someone who is compatible with my lifestyle, then we can, I don't know.
Yeah.
We can both make a lot of money and do the things that we want to do. I don't know.
So I think to wrap up this episode, we could do like a little bit of a Billie Eilish type interview. So maybe we could look back on it.
Okay.
So I'll give you a series of questions. Hopefully you can mentally remember them, and then you could do it for me. But so you'll keep this short and simple, as least amount of words as possible, I guess.
Okay.
State your name.
Hello, my name is Regina.
How old are you?
Pagano. I'm freshly 22 years old.
And what is today's date?
Today's date is November 1st, 2021.
10 years from now, or however many years from now, do you see yourself still working in the music industry?
I absolutely see myself working in entertainment. Probably music industry, yeah.
Do you still see yourself as an artist manager?
Honestly, yeah, probably. 10 years is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself with kids?
No.
Do you see yourself in a very serious, committed relationship?
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Do you see yourself happy?
I hope so.
Are you happy right now?
I'm pretty happy.
Okay.
Right now in this moment, I'm pretty happy. I'm having a good time.
Okay, cute. And advice you would have given yourself a year ago?
I feel like this is always what I tell myself whenever I'm stressed out in any situation or if I'm unsure of how things are going to turn out, is that everything's going to be okay and it's going to turn out exactly how it's supposed to be. And as long as I'm alive and the people that I care about are alive and happy and healthy, then that's all that matters.
There you go. Very cute.
Okay, your turn. If I mess up the questions, I apologize.
That's okay. Just go with it.
All right. State your name.
Hi, I'm Charlene Sinico. Named it.
Ooh.
Hey, what's up?
And what's your age?
I am 21 years old.
And today's date?
Today is November 1st, 2021.
What was the next question? I forgot.
Do you still see yourself working in the music industry?
Oh, okay. In 10 years or however many years from now, do you still see yourself working in the music industry?
Yes.
Do you see yourself with kids?
On the way.
And in a committed, happy relationship, hopefully? Not to throw yourself into another crisis.
Like, I want one, but will I be in one? Who knows? We'll figure it out.
Do you see yourself happy at that time?
I see myself working on it. Like I always will. I always have been.
Are you happy right now?
Working on it.
And advice that you would give yourself now? Or give yourself... What
a year ago?
A year ago?
Or maybe like to myself in 10 years from now?
Yeah. What advice would you give your past self, I guess?
Slow down. As you could tell. Aw, it's going to be so cute to look back on.
I know. It's either going to be cute or cringy.
It's definitely going to be cringy. Oh, 100%. All these episodes are definitely going to be cringy. But it's like we could like check back in with ourselves.
That's true.
Know?
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
What an episode.
What? Yeah, no, that one kind of threw me for a loop. This is not what I expected when I woke up this morning.
No, we fully came into this like, what are we going to talk about today?
We're just like, yeah, we'll figure it out. So.
And then guess we did.
Yes, we did.
Throwing a crisis at you.
So.
All right, well, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. This has been Underqualified, and we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.